Alright, the first file is called Blemishes. Zoom in and grab your spot healing brush tool. And to quickly change the size of your brush, you can either use your left square bracket or your right square bracket. So get a brush size that's appropriate and simply click. It takes pixels surrounding that blemish and it blends it in and smoothens. So spend about 5 minutes doing that. Actually, the first thing we should always do here is press Control J. What this does is creates a new layer, and it duplicates your background layer, and I'm going to call it corrections. So you should always be working with the corrections layer. In case you make too many mistakes, you can simply delete it and start all over again. Now I want to do the eyes, so I'm going to select Lasso tool, and I'll select the first eye, and if you press Shift, you can add to your selection. Okay, Shift allows you to add to your selection. This is not a great selection, so you want to spend some time doing this. I'm kind of rushing a little bit. But with the eyes, now Control C, Control V to paste. And I'll name that new layer Eyes. And I'll go Image, Adjust, Hue and Saturation. And I'll start to colorize that. Keep it fairly real. Probably something around 230. Saturation, maybe 10. Don't need a whole lot of saturation. Click OK. Once you find a good number, click OK. Last thing is to sharpen the eyes. So Filter, Sharpen, Unsharp Mask. Find an appropriate number here. This is actually pretty good. Alright, so that's the first thing you're going to do. Blemishes and eye color. Next is the double chin. This time I'm going to make sure I press Control J before I begin, and I'll name that new layer Corrections. Now I'm going to make a selection with the lasso tool right around the chin area here. Get it kind of nice and wide. Doesn't have to be all that precise. And now I'm going to go Filter and Liquify. You're going to have to experiment with the brush sizes. Okay, experiment with the brush sizes here and your different tools. Mostly I'm going to use Bloat and Pucker. Size of the brush here 40. That's probably okay. I need to zoom in onto this masked area here. And if you click and hold your mouse, oh, there we go. Yeah, I've got a bit much here. My brush is too big. But that's the gist of it. You're going to have to experiment with that. Instant liposuction and free too. Alright, so you'll do a bit better job than I did there. Rushing through it, but yeah, you can just have to use those tools. I probably should have gone a little bit larger here for selection. Okay, Control D to deselect. Now my corrections layer, I'm going to select the teeth. So make a good selection with the teeth. I'm going to do it really quick here. I'm not selecting all the teeth, but I'm going to go Control C, Control V, my new layer, let's call it teeth. And now with that, I'm going to press Control, click on that layer so it's active. Image, Adjust, Saturation, Hue and Saturation. I'm going to take away all saturation so there's no color. Don't do it too much or they'll start to turn blue, but just enough so some of the yellow is gone. It's a bit much there. Find a good number that works. Next, use the Dodge tool and control your settings here. Midtones, exposure is good. Little clicks, just a little click. There we go. You do it too much and your teeth will glow. So, yeah, there's before and after. Make sure your teeth is the top layer. Okay, so you're going to do that to the double chin. Now wrinkles. This one, press Control J, name that new layer Corrections, and grab your spot healing brush tool, get an appropriate size, and simply paint over top of that wrinkle. Okay, you're going to do this to all the wrinkles. When you get close to the eyes, grab your patch tool. So click and hold the spot healing brush tool, go to the patch tool, select underneath the eye here, and drag it to a smooth area. So on his cheek here is a smooth area, blends in the pixels. Just like that, wrinkles are gone. Next, what I would do with my corrections layer, once I have all of my wrinkles done, I would reduce the opacity to about 80%, which will allow some of the wrinkles to kind of come back. It makes it a bit more realistic. And there you have it.